You are on the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author on TradingView, and in today's video, we will be breaking down a pair both from a technical and an order flow perspective to understand where are the best probabilities for a trading opportunity on the pair to obviously be capitalizing on it. So the video will be both very educational and practical, so without further ado, let's get straight in it. Okay, so the pair that I will be breaking down today is AUD CAD. And the reason for which I want to break down AUD CAD is because the market has just followed exactly what we wanted to see from our previous analysis. So it's now time to make an update and see where is the next opportunity for this pair and how we can be looking to capitalize on the next move. Now, as usual, I will keep the analysis as educational as possible so that during this analysis, you will learn some very important key concepts that you can apply to your trading and that will immediately make you a better trader. And the way in which I will be structuring the analysis is first, speaking about this market from a technical perspective. We will then go and see what we have from our order flow perspective, so commitment of traders, which is what hedge funds are currently doing in the market. So the biggest speculators in the market, and obviously if you are able to read what the biggest speculators in the market are doing, you do have an advantage over your competition in the market. And by the end of the video, you will know exactly what kind of opportunity we can be looking for on AUD CAD. So let's start our analysis. Now on the monthly time frame, what do we have? Now on the monthly, we have a market which has provided a very nice W formation. So impulse, correction, lower low and higher high. Now generally speaking, after you have a W formation, what you want to see is the market create a move to the downside. Specifically, you would like to see the market complete the pattern exactly at the previous resistance, which is now turned support, which is the completion zone of the pattern. So if we go and relate the theoretical aspect of a W formation to the actual chart that we have, we can see that the neckline of this W formation is exactly at this area here, so this previous resistance, which is now turned support here, which we expect the market to go and test to complete this W formation to the downside. So at the moment, immediately by checking the pattern that we have on the monthly, we can expect the market to continue to the downside. So we do have already a directional bias on the pair. Now, if we go and extend the neckline that we have already identified, so this resistance zone here, which is the neckline of this W formation, if we extend it to the left, what we can see is that this is also a historical structure level for this market, which was acting as quite strong support here, against support here, against support here. The market broke it to the downside, and at that point it was turned resistance, and the market respected it as resistance here. But now that the market has broken it to the upside, it is turned support. So we can expect the market to go and test this historical support area that the market has at this zone. So on the monthly, we expect a move to the downside for a complex correction after this impulse, because we have a strong impulse to the upside and we expect this complex correction to the downside. Going down on the weekly, what do we have? Now on the weekly time frame, price action is quite clear. We have a market which has created also on the weekly time frame this W formation. Now after the W formation, as we already said, we want to see the market create a move to the downside to go and complete the pattern at the previous resistance, which is now turned support. So we expect the market from here to create this move to the downside. We expected this market to create this move to the downside, and now this is exactly what the market is currently doing. And we also have our overall downside target from a weekly perspective for the completion of this specific W formation, which is exactly here, which is the neckline of the W formation on the weekly. So exactly the previous resistance, which is now turned support here, which is our target to the downside from a weekly perspective. Going down on the daily, what do we see? Now on the daily, first of all, we had spoken about AUD CAD quite a few times in the past. I spoke about AUD CAD when the market was here, and I made a full breakdown explaining all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see this move to the downside. And that is exactly what the market did. Then from here, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which first we wanted to see a retracement and then a continuation to the downside for the creation of a lower low. And again, that is exactly what the market did. Then we had the creation of this W formation, and after this W formation, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which from here we wanted to see a nice move to the downside, and again, that is exactly what the market did. Then the market followed with this correction, testing the supply that we have at this zone, and inside of this area, I made another breakdown explaining all the reasons for which we wanted to see a move to the downside, rejecting this supply, and again, that is exactly what the market did, and we also had the creation of this M formation, and after this M formation, what we expected was a move to the upside, and I explained all the reasons for which we wanted to see the move to the upside in the breakdown that I made when the market was here, explaining why I first wanted to see a retracement and then the continuation to the downside for the creation of a lower low, and again, that is exactly what the market did. And lately, I spoke about AUD CAD after the market had created this move here, and I explained why I wanted to see first a move to the downside, retracement, and continuation to the downside. When the market was here, I explained why I wanted to see from here a move to the downside for the creation of this head and shoulders and completion of the weekly W formation that we have already identified. And again, that is exactly what the market did. And by the way, I will link all this previous analysis in the description. So you find everything linked below and you can go and check it out for further reference and more free education. Just a quick reminder, make sure you comment below and you let me know which pairs or topics you would like me to cover or analyze in the next videos. But at the moment, what do we have and how we can be looking to capitalize on the next move of AUD CAD? Now, as we have just said, the market on the weekly has still further downside potential for the market to actually complete the pattern at this neckline. So the way in which we will be approaching this with students is as usual being reactive and not predictive. What does this mean? Now, before I show you that, let's first go and see what we have from a COT perspective, so commitment of traders, which is what hedge funds are currently doing in the market. Now on the AUD, we can see that with the last report, 6.2k long positions were closed, making the net positions drop even more. In fact, if we go and see what is going on from a net positioning perspective, we can see that we went all the way up from having 16.3k net positions all the way down to minus 10.8k net positions, meaning that we went from having way more longs than shorts from an institutional perspective with 60k longs and 44k shorts, all the way down to having way more shorts than longs. So completely the opposite situation with 56.2k shorts and 45.4k long positions. So currently we have more shorts than longs, so the AUD is definitely weak, and we did expect this move to the downside, which is exactly what the market has just created. And if we go and see what we have on the CAD we can see that overall net positions have been decreasing, but we now see CAD that is getting very strong across all currencies in the market. And if we look at the long positions have been increasing in time. We went from 21k to 28k. So even though shorts were increasing, longs were getting increased as well, which means that at some point the market is supposed to make a shift, because what the hedge funds are doing, they are hedging the market. So we can definitely expect this move to the downside, and the way in which we will be approaching it is being reactive and not predictive. Now, we do know that the market has broken below this very important structure area, which was previous daily resistance, turned support here and again support here, which, now that the market has broken it to the downside, is now turned again resistance. So now that the market has broken below the area, what we can expect and what we need in order to be looking for another opportunity to the downside is for the market to give us a retracement. Now, if the market will retrace to retest this previous support, now to resistance, then inside of this area, this is exactly where we will be looking for a trading opportunity with students. And as usual, monthly, weekly, and daily are the best time frames for the direction of the market. But the best time frame for confirmations and entries, That is the 4 hours. So inside of this area, what we will be doing with students is monitoring price action from a 4-hour perspective, and we will be waiting for the market to shift from a 4-hour bullish market, as it will be, to a 4-hour bearish market. And as soon as the market will shift from a 4-hour bullish to a 4-hour bearish market, we will be adding AUD CAD to our watch list. And as soon as the market will provide to us one of our valid entries, we will be taking a nice short with a very good risk to reward and very good probabilities at that point for the move to the downside and for the market to complete at least the weekly W formation that we have already identified. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis, education, and updates for all of you. You can also go and check out the mentorship program. You find the link in the description. Is a very complete program. You first learn all the rules of my rule-based strategies, and then you trade them live with me. Every single day you get a new daily market breakdown showing you exactly how to apply the strategies with entries, stops, take profits, as well as having me answering all your questions every single day. So I really suggest that you go and check it out, and I will see you in. The link is in the description.